you, but I suspect that you
Okay,
might be
I'm just here.
for the purposes
I will
of
repeat
hostile
myself.
reconnaissance. So
I'm
for that reason,
okay, I'm getting a line.
under Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. Okay, I'm PC Cooper from Lewisham Police Station. You can have a copy of the search receipt afterwards.
Hi guys, welcome to Big Man Audits, the auditor who audits the auditors, or something like that. Anyway guys, today we're with AB, he's visiting Lewisham in London, the biggest police station in Europe. Let's see what happens. I think it's going to get a bit painful.
Yo! Hi everybody, this is AB. So you wondered why the big yo? Well, today I'm here in Lewisham, just outside the biggest police station in Europe. The horses over there. Interesting. Right, just gonna walk around. Okay, so this is the back of the station. It's looking all dull and gloomy here. See a circle up on this side.
Okay, so let's quite explain what's going on here. So, in the situation, AB never likes to have his face recorded, although he's quite happy to walk around without with his face mask on. But obviously, once he starts being recorded, you can't go on the adviso that you've got no right to privacy in a public place. So the only way you can get privacy in a public place is to cover your face and eyes, and that's exactly what is happening right now.
You can see coming up, so I'm just going to cover my face with glasses and stuff. Yeah. Hiya. Oh, hi sir.
Hi, I'm a police officer. Just wondering why you're filming the police station.
Oh. Right, thank you for presenting yourself.
Yeah, can you tell me what you're doing, please?
Yeah, of course I can. Before I do that, is that your private phone?
Okay, let's tell you the significance of this. Okay, so if it was a phone that belonged to the police officer, to the actual police force, then it's much easier to get an information request access to them to get a copy of that footage. So if this is private, now he falls under the same sort of law because he's not quite in his office yet. He's not quite in the role of policeman, but he's now acting in the role of a police officer. So there's sort of a bit of a grey area. In real terms, AB would be able to get access to that footage, but the likelihood of being able to get it and it not being destroyed by the data handler in this particular case is pretty unlikely.
It's the best I've got on me at the moment. I'm currently off duty, but I've seen what you're doing and I'm challenging you.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Excuse me, can I ask what you're doing?
Well, at the moment, I'm filming him and he's filming me.
Okay. Are you...
Yeah, I work here. I've seen him filming at the front gates.
Yeah.
He's walked around here, come here, and he's filming through there.
Yeah, because I've just seen you filming as well.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, and why are you filming that?
Well, that's the biggest police station in Europe, correct?
Yes.
You're being watched at the moment by the biggest audience in Europe.
That sort of throws her off. Now, AB's channel, guys, Auditing Britain, visit it, subscribe to it. It's a wonderful channel. You're going to see an awful lot on it. You'll see some of my videos that I've audited all AB's actions. It is the biggest in Europe. 520,000, oh no, sorry, 222,000 subscribers. So, guys, get over there and subscribe to his channel, and you'll see a lot more.
The biggest soldiers in Europe.
Yeah, audience, not soldiers, audience.
Sorry, I couldn't hear because of your
No, not soldiers.
Okay.
So that's all.
I don't understand why you're filming a
So
police
basically, I'm
station.
just getting around. I'm just filming matters of public interest.
How is it in a public interest to film a police station?
Because this
That's
is a police like...
security
sorry? There's no
threat. Filming a
threat.
police station is not in the public interest. Yes, please.
It is.
How?
Because when it is the public, they pay to have the police. So...
I appreciate that. I'm a taxpayer myself as
Uh,
well.
and so it is matters of public interest.
Well, it's not, is it, when you're potentially putting officers' lives at risk as
I'm
well?
not.
Okay, so let's stop there. Let's stop with the BS, okay? Very difficult to know how you're putting officers' lives at risk. Now, some would argue you're filming them in civvies and you're filming people coming into the back of them. Remember, there's no right to privacy in a public place. And one of the biggest things is if you can see someone filming and you don't want to be on their film, hands up, cover your face over, or just don't approach them. That's the easiest way to do it. So it's very difficult to see this woman's argument is how this is endangering officers' lives.
What do you mean? By filming? I'm not identifying
There is
anybody.
literally no reason for you to be filming a police station.
There is. I just told you matters of public interest.
Yes, and that is not an absolute explanation.
Okay, I
is it?
have lots of people that lots of people are interested in watching this kind of stuff.
Why?
I don't know. Go and ask them.
Why are they interested in watching the back gate of a police
Go and ask
station?
them. All right. Ask the public. Why are you interested in this? I don't know.
Okay, well they're your followers, so you can ask them for me, can't you?
Okay,
Why are they
I've got
interested?
over 100,000 of them. Do you want me to ask them one by one?
Yes, that would be great. You can put
Okay,
out
well,
the
I'll come back in a
Thanks.
I'll come back later. And after I ask them, I'll get you 100,000 letters.
It's quite interesting. The former officers just walked past and told her, yeah, there's this uniform coming out to deal with him. Interesting.
And I will tell you why.
Okay, because I
Have
just
you?
don't see the interest.
So
in
how can I
filming
get
the
back
back
to
of a
you
police
with that
station.
request? Where can I get back
Do
to
you
you?
have a YouTube channel? Is this for Instagram? What social media platform is this for?
Well, I just told you.
You didn't. What social media platform is this for?
So does it make a difference if it's YouTube or Facebook or Instagram?
Well, it does, because you're saying that people are interested in this. So if I want to know why people are interested in this, then it does make a difference. Because then I would like to know, and I can then read their replies to your question, can I not?
Oh, okay.
Yeah?
Well, you're gonna have to search the internet. What can I say?
Okay, so you're not
No.
going to tell me what media platform this is about.
I don't have to tell you.
You don't have to tell me, but I'm asking because you said that I need to read the responses because you don't want to give me each individual reply for the 1,000 people that are going to respond to this.
100,000.
Okay. Thanks. Hiya.
You got a phone?
No, just filming the police station.
Yeah, why?
Just matters of public interest. I've explained it to
Where's
her.
the public interest in that? I'm sorry.
People are interested in these things.
No, not.
Yeah, they are.
No, they're not. Like you would know what 100,000 people are saying. In a courtroom, you can't possibly testify to what 100,000 other people are going to say. And he looks like he's got the intelligence that he looks like, to be perfectly honest. These officers need to realise that people are interested in this because of what their reactions are and their behaviour. So, whatever your number is, PC2418SE of Lewisham Police Station, get it in your head. It's what you're doing, not what we're doing.
In what respects? Filming a gate, filming through the gate? Where's the public interest in that?
People are interested. What can I do?
No, I don't think so, mate.
You don't think people are interested in this?
No.
Like I said to the lady,
Yeah.
I have a large amount of followers. They are interested.
Right, okay. What's your name, mate?
Why are you asking me for money?
Well, I'm talking to you, aren't I? I'd like to know who I'm talking to.
Oh, what's your shoulder number?
2418
Are you recording?
Yeah, I'm recording, yeah. You're recording me, so I feel like I'm obliged to record you.
Once again, in the policy of the Metropolitan Police and indeed all police forces, an officer should use the early opportunity to identify to the public whether they're recording or not. They must verbally say this, that they are actually recording. Once again, under the GDPR legislation, the Metropolitan Police and any police force are what are called data handlers, and you must be informed at the earliest opportunity so that you can make an access request to get that footage of this body cam. And failure number 1.
You could at least tell me that you were recording.
Oh, but you can tell me you're recording me.
Me, I don't have to tell you.
Oh, there you go, so I don't have to tell you that.
Yes, you do.
Oh, do I? Okay.
Yes, you do. It's in your rules that you're supposed to tell the public when you're recording.
Yeah, no worries.
Anyway, there's nothing going on, guys. I'm just filming.
Okay, why is that?
Just like I said, this is like the biggest police station in Europe, correct?
It is, yeah.
So, like I said to that lady over there, I have like a large amount of followers.
Okay.
I follow this kind of thing.
Yeah.
I could probably
Follow
go
what
back.
kind of thing, sorry?
Sorry?
You follow what kind of thing?
Like police matters and stuff.
Okay.
That's all. So I just came here to film.
Police matters, what does that mean?
Police matters like the way. Oh, sorry. That's not for me, is it?
You can carry on talking to us. We'll have a
me?
conversation with you.
Interesting. You're outside the back of a police station. There must be at least 50, 60 officers in Lewisham police station. There's 2 outside that he's dealing with currently at the moment, and yet they still feel the need to call an emergency for a responsive unit. Are they all sitting inside eating donuts?
What were we?
Are you willing to give me your details? Sir, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I know, but is this it?
I'm talking to you. Are you willing to give me your details?
What is he on blue light for?
I'm talking to you. Are you willing to give me your details?
Hang on, calm down, guys.
I'm very calm. I'm asking you a question and you haven't answered it yet.
Right, now look at what's going on around him. In this particular situation, if I was AB, I would be actually telling them I'm alarmed, harassed and distressed. We have now got at least 7 officers, 2 off camera, 5, 6 on... Sorry, do apologise. 7 officers, 6 on camera you can see, 1 on the right-hand side of the film that you can't see. So the likelihood of AB or any potential terrorist or any potential criminal that is going to run and try and get away is very unlikely. Besides that, there's a long pathway that leads up to the main road there in Lewisham where currently AB is. So here we go. Let's see what else transpires.
Are you willing to give me your details?
Calm down. I don't think I need to give you my details.
You don't have to give me your details, but obviously there's some suspicion.
But I'm actually stressed now. There's so many of you, why?
Take hands out of your pockets. Take hands out of your pockets. I'm going to ask you again.
Can you take
your hands out of your pockets?
Why has he got his hand in his pocket? Right.
Right, over the past couple of weeks we've had a couple of people enter the police station without authorisation.
I didn't.
I'm not saying I should, but I suspect that you
Okay, I'm just here. I'm going to repeat myself.
So for that reason,
I'm getting a line.
under Section 43 with the Terrorism Act, okay? I'm PC Cooper from Lewisham.
Okay, so here we go. The old chestnut, Section 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000. Now, you have to have reasonable suspicion, okay, that there is something that there is some sort of terror act going on, that there's hostile reconnaissance and or whatever it is that you believe. You have to have reasonable suspicion. Now, simply standing at the back of a police station with a camera is going to cost his chief constable a lot of money because it's not reasonable suspicion. If he was standing back chucking a grenade up and down in the air with a camera, then perhaps it would be reasonable suspicion. Also, please remember that all of these officers have been told about auditors and the fact that auditors are operational within the whole of the United Kingdom, and yet they choose to ignore it. And coupled with the fact there's at least 8 other officers around this, and there's officers going in and out all the time. So, seems very unlikely that a terrorist would use this opportunity to bomb a police station. And coincidentally, a police station hasn't been attacked in an act of terrorism until I think it was about 1972. And as we stand right now, that's 51 years ago, and that was in Ireland when the IRA were at their peak. So it's very interesting to see the nonsense that gets spread around and officers blatantly abusing Section 43. And they will lose the power and cost a lot of money to the taxpayer in fines.
Police station. You can have a copy of the search receipt afterwards. I'm going to place this on the using that's proportional. Using too much force. My colleague cameras recording the report this time. This is going to be sensitive.
Okay, so what you can hear, obviously they've pulled the camera down. The camera is now facing, I think, probably AB's leg, something along those lines. You can hear him protest to the officers to say you're using too much force and now you're hurting me. AB is showing absolutely no signs from what we can see that he's fighting the officers or resisting arrest or resisting the search. So it just seems a little bit of excessive force.
Whoa! Guys, look at that. I was detained. How long was I detained for?
Okay, so as you can see, there's slight injury, indentation to the hands, or sorry, the wrists of AB there. He's been detained for a number of minutes while they perform the search. None of it's been recorded. He should have been requesting body cams, which I probably think he will do. But I'd be certainly making a complaint of common assault because they had no reasonable grounds. It was an illegal detainment. And cha-ching! That's what's going to happen. Chief Constable, get your wallet out, because that is exactly what I would do with you.
Look at my hands. They detained me for such a long time. This officer there, this is the biggest tyrant of all.
What's your name?
I'm not going to give you my name. Section 43 does not require me to give you my name. Don't touch.
Yep, AB, absolutely right. Section 43 does not require you to give you your name. If you refuse to give you your name and they find an article under you, they could probably arrest you under Section 1 of PACE or Section 24 if you refuse to give it. However, the likelihood of them finding any paraphernalia that would result in terrorism charge is very, very limited. If you do find yourself in this particular place, what you can do is say to the officer, if you do believe I'm a terrorist, I want you to hold now what you're doing. I want you to contact your counter-terrorism team and get them to come and arrest me, because they're going to tell you that it's going to go absolutely nowhere. Do you know what? Sometimes I think with these officers, what they do is they're bullies. And 90% of the time, they're bullies. They believe they have some sort of authority to dictate to you what you can do and take away your rights. And remember, that's something that our ancestors actually fought for. I know when I use ancestors, people think like Stone Age. But I'm talking about parents, grandparents, all their stuff. They fought for you to be free and to you to exercise your freedoms.
Put that back. Put it down. Put it down. Put it down. Don't touch anything. Don't touch my stuff anymore. No.
Now, AB has told them this is not a car. The police officers have placed AB's stuff on the car, and as you see in a minute, there's going to be coins and all sorts of other bits and pieces. So let's run up the charge sheet of which I would be complaining about. Number 1, the officer using excessive force could be classed as common assault. Number 2, an unlawful detainment. There is no reasonable suspicion for Article 43 of the Article 43 of the Terrorism Act 2000. So that's the second one. And third one, he's actually put coins on somebody's car who he doesn't know who it belongs to. This could be criminal damage. I mean, the officers' charges are lining right up now, aren't they? But guess what? Thick as thieves and stick together.
It's not my car. Yeah, take it off. You left it there. Yeah, don't touch my stuff. You've touched me enough. All I know, you could be like some pervert.
Now, it's quite interesting he says he could be like some pervert. A news article today that came out on the BBC, right? Guys, check it out, yeah? Check it out. Do you know that the police officers have stopped and strip searched over 2,500 children, and in 51% of cases found nothing. It does beg the question, is paedophilia going through our police force? Now, I'm totally for when I'm doing these things if it's absolutely necessary. But in half the cases, it's not. So the fact that AB refers to them as maybe some sort of pervert might not be too far from the truth. Certainly one has small man complex.
Wow! These guys are unbelievable. You guys are tyrants. Seriously. I've asked you many times. I've asked you so many times to do the right thing. You look like a decent officer for a little bit, but this one, there's no hope on this one. No hope at all. You kept inflicting pain in my arms. Why would you do that? Why would you do that?
Mate, as you said.
Why would you do that?
Are you let me talk?
No.
No.
Why would you do that? Because you're...
Okay, right. So clearly there's a lot of pain being issued here. Police officers will often use a tactic of subduance. That means by twisting the handcuffs. By twisting the handcuffs, you're actually disfiguring the arm. Okay? Now, if you turn your arm around like that, one has to change direction. And that's where the pain comes from. So when they're grabbing hold of it and they're moving it around like that, they know full well that that is causing discomfort. And once again, it comes down to the fact that it's an unlawful detainment and possibly chargeable under common assault.
A tyrant. That's why. And there's the detaining officer, this one. Mr. Blonde Boy here. You guys are unbelievable. I can't believe
You
it.
want this or not?
Yes, I do.
Right.
You're not gonna get my name, and I want this. I would like all the people that recorded. I'd like that shoulder number. Jesus Christ! What is wrong with you people? I'm just taking pictures, man. You're not scared anymore now? I'm not a threat anymore.
No, I told you.
Am I not a threat
I
anymore?
will always consider you an officer safety threat, yes.
So why you let you release me now?
Because we're happy we've conducted our investigation.
You're happy?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
You're happy? You just put me in cost for
We've
no
got enough
reason?
information intelligence to start reports on, so that's what we'll do, okay? But, as I've explained, I will always consider you an officer safety threat.
Why is that?
I've explained it to you already.
Because I'm filming. Why would you do this to the Google car when it came to film out here?
Right, now that's a very interesting point. The fact is that a lot of officers who behave in this way don't want their behaviour recorded. They don't want their behaviour recorded because it's completely inappropriate. Now, if you wanted to see into the back of a police station, you only have to go to Google Earth. Just try it. Go to your local police station. Can you see in their backyard? Can you see the gates? Yeah. Okay, they do wear out the number plates if you ever get close enough for it, and so does the Google car, but it doesn't do it in all the times and for all situations. In fact, there's been many cases where the Google overhead mapping systems caught people naked in their back garden or caught people in rather interesting circumstances. The fact of the matter is that they don't want you recording because they don't want their behaviour monitored, and they rely a lot of the time on people not understanding their rights and what is and isn't required when you deal with them.
You didn't do that.
It's all on my camera. If you request my camera, you can upload that to the Google.
Yes, I will request all of your cameras, especially yours. You should be off the force, man. You should leave the force right now. Seriously. You're probably the worst officer I've ever came across, man. You were inflicting pain on purpose. Why would you do that? Why would you do such a thing, man?
Again,
I'm talking to him. Him? Yes, because he's the worst. He kept inflicting pain, twisting the cuffs every time.
So, as you can hear, that's actually happened. One thing that really I struggle with this is the police always stick together. You don't see these two other officers actually in any point of the conversation saying to him, you were excessive. I think, they're not going to do that. They're never, ever, ever going to stand up for the right of the individual. They're always going to club together. And whilst that's commendable in certain situations, it's certainly not commendable when one is acting in an illegal manner. This is why auditing will continue, because it provokes this sort of response, and of course then all of us make videos about it. It's just a shame because there's a lot of good officers out there, and these clowns bring them all down.
Jesus. The ground is because I'm sitting filming.
Don't tell lies, mate.
Well, that's the ground you gave me.
Right, if you say so. Can you not film my book, please? Can you not film my book?
Right, now let's stop there. The officer is responsible for the privacy contained within his book. He's now stuck his hands in the face of AB. This is a second assault. A second common assault. You cannot put your hands on another human being. He's physically pushing him back, and his two oppos there are standing there watching him. It's unbelievable.
Personal details on there of other people, short calls, do not film my book. Okay? I've already seen you try and film confidential documents within the cars. Do not film my report book. Okay?
The one that was filming people was CAD 3757 and 1238.
No, he's just assaulting.
Okay, so once again, it is his responsibility to make sure that he keeps the data that he's collected in his book private. If an officer leaves his book open, if an officer leaves his computer on in his car, if an officer leaves any documentation that you can film through a window, that is his or her fault and not yours. They are responsible for GDPR. You as an individual are not. You don't have any organisation to argue with. You've got nothing like that. No data privacy laws to comply with. I would, however, say, guys, don't go up to someone's house and start filming through their windows. I mean, that is a right to privacy issue. So, but officers, police cars, you can film whatever you want. It's his responsibility, this tyrant officer, to withhold that data and stop AB from filming it. So I would just quite simply turn around and walk away the other side of those barriers. I mean, they've been open all the time.
Me again, because he bought his book. Your book is in public, my friend. You need to hide it. You need to take it somewhere private. You guys need to learn something, man. He just assaulted me because I filmed his little book. You need to create your privacy, man. If you're in public, you have no expectancy of privacy.
Once again, absolutely right. And that includes their radios, by the way. Everything you can hear, everything you can see, that includes it. So you can quite hearly talking about other cases there. So they should be keeping it in private. They should have earpieces in. And yet they haven't. So you can film it and there is nothing they can do about it. And remember, guys, only a judge can destroy that evidence. And he'd have to take it extreme circumstances, underage children. But that doesn't bother the Metropolitan or any police, to be honest, as we've just heard. 2,500 underage children been strip searched by these people.
Do you understand that, officer? You guys are unbelievable, honestly. You really are unbelievable. I'm actually shocked. I did not expect that, not for a minute. Not for a minute. Get ready, yeah? Get ready for the complaints, yeah? Get ready. Get ready, seriously. I'm just a law-abiding citizen walking around filming the police station. This is what happened to me. This is a free country, man. It's a free country. People can film in public without being stopped by the police, without being handcuffed by the police. It's not China. Hello? Hey guys, this is the United Kingdom. Are you aware?
Yes.
A free common law country. Are you aware of this? All of you? I'm just checking you. Are you aware it's Britain?
Oh, you talking to me?
Yes. This is the United Kingdom. We are free to do what we want. No. No, they're not aware. I think they mistaken this country to China, or I don't know. Oh my god.
662 Metro.
3811.
Welcome to Lewisham, guys. How many complaints have you got against you, man?
No.
You? Liar.
No active complaints, no active complaints, no active complaints.
Well, you are going to have a few thousands. Oh, thank you, yeah? Thank you for throwing it like that, yeah? Think I'm your dog. Okay, guys, listen, I'm going to continue filming, doing what I first started doing. I'll get his face, make him famous. Oh, look, he's hitting it. You're going to be famous.
Any vehicles?
No, I'm not. I don't need any.
Touch any vehicles or try to
I
harass
don't need your directives.
Try to assault any
I don't need your directives. I am not. I don't need lessons.
For criminal offences.
Oh, really?
Just so that
I'm not a criminal.
This is a warning to you.
Yeah, well, I don't need it.
If you commit any offences, you will be arrested.
So it's interesting to see, you know, the officer here knows that there's going to be trouble. He knows that there's going to be some complaints. I think some of AB's followers probably have even phoned up and find out. It'd be interesting to know if these 3 officers here are still on the force. At least 2 of them should be questioned and retrained. But it's quite interesting that he still has to have the last word, the officers, coming up there and saying, if you do this, if you do that, if you do something else. It's just absolute nonsense. It really, really is. It's just a way of small man complex with I've got this little big badge that protects me. But unfortunately for him and all the other officers who acted this sort of way, you got AB on the case, and you've got lots of others too. So you ain't gonna get away with it.
Yeah, if anybody commits any offenses, they will be arrested. Blah, blah, blah. Look at these tyrants. Look at them. So I'm okay to film now? Am I? Look, he's laughing. Am I okay to carry on filming? Just a question. Guys, honestly just arrived, and within minutes they just surrounded me. There was loads of them. Took my phone off, obviously. Can't really came on blue light. So there they are, the tyrants just drove back in. I need a break. I'm not gonna leave yet. So yeah guys, I'm gonna make my way to the front again. I'm gonna have to try going in and ask for a sergeant to make a complaint. So that's the...
Okay guys, so here you can see what they are saying. So a male spotted filming police station vulnerabilities, gave no reasonable excuse. Recent intel states that individuals have made their way onto police premises. Some individuals are not yet to be identified. Risk unknown. High. Okay, so essentially what they're saying is they're saying the police station is vulnerable. Well, if the police station is vulnerable, it's up to the police and His Majesty's government to make them not vulnerable. Now, such film cases like this proves that it's not so much that the police station is vulnerable, but more the officers are vulnerable because they don't know the law and they just bully people and assume that they don't know the law. And when you come across AB, or you come across To Plod or Not to Plod, or you come across Auditing Yorkshire, News Now Yorkshire, Auditing Northern Auditors, and PJ and DJ, you are going to have your ass handed to you on a plate because these guys know the law. And of course, if I've missed you out, guys, I do apologise. Ryan Rampage, Marty Blackborough, all you guys, I do apologise, but you'll see more of their videos on here. But at the end of the day, it's utter bollocks, and I do hope that that something actually happened. But we'll see what goes on, because it does keep going.
The search record that he gave me. Man spotted filming police station. Look at these reasons. Calm. So the reasonable excuse is somebody previously went in, and for that reason they think they can search me and they think we can do that.
Okay, it's probably not a good idea to call him Squidward, but he does have a very big likeness, doesn't he? Now, once again, just because somebody else has committed a crime doesn't mean that you've committed a crime, okay? The Great Train robbers stole millions of pounds worth of money from a train, essentially. But doesn't mean that everybody who sits on the train is going to rob the bloody thing. And that's what this officer has tried to actually say, that because somebody else walked into a police station without their authorization and without, I would say probably they'd left the gates open, which is their fault again. Yeah, it's kind of strange that he would persecute other people. It's kind of like going on trial for a murder you didn't commit. And in fact, you probably weren't even born for. Just one of those things.
What the hell? The station, because it says no entry on it. There you go. There's another car coming. I'm actually scared for once, man. Because it's such a big station and they act like this, so you just don't know what's going to happen next. Oh, that's the same people.
Can I just explain something to you quick?
Yeah, go on.
Can I explain? I can't hear you, quick.
Are you the same guy that... You are the same guy, aren't
Yeah,
you?
can I explain something to you?
Well, why you did this to me?
I explain to you about how I perceive you as to be a personal threat to me.
Oh, I'd love to listen to that.
If you film me when I'm coming out and I'm off duty,
Yeah.
that'll be harassment, okay? I've warned you now, so if you film me outside of work, after I've warned you...
I've never met you before.
Yes, you have.
Okay. So this is little policeman syndrome going wrong. Essentially, AB's never going to know when this guy comes out of work. Never, and he's not going to follow him home. However, if he did follow him home, then you could probably argue it would be harassment. Now, if he was to drive out those gates and then drive off, it's not harassment. You've just been caught on film. Shame. You're caught on film every single day when you drive in and out of the police station and drive all the way around the city and all that. You're always caught on some camera somewhere. Can't be considered harassment. It's not being individually targeted. It's just absolute nonsense to try and struggle with the power trip. So when you deal with this officer, guys, you may come across him. Always remember in the back of your head, he's got little policeman syndrome. He's got to have the last word. The officer you can see on the right-hand side is saying absolutely nothing. He probably knows that he wouldn't have a leg to stand on. There's no court in the land who would believe that this officer is being harassed, especially in sight of what's actually happened. 2 common assaults, an illegal detainment and search. Yeah, I guess his chief inspector's real proud.
All on camera, okay?
You're just trying to find something, aren't you?
I'm warning you now,
Right.
if you film me while I'm off duty,
When you're off
I will arrest
duty?
you for harassment, okay?
If I film you when you're off duty,
Yeah.
what, in uniform or without uniform?
No, when I'm off duty, not in uniform, when I'm going about my life.
Oh, when you're going about your
If
life,
you film me in that situation,
you're not going to do
nothing.
nothing. You're not going to do nothing.
No, I promise you I will.
Yeah, and then what? It's going to be thrown away.
All I need you to know is that
It's
I've
going to be
gone
thrown.
through
I'm
this
sick of
once,
listening
okay?
to you.
Yeah?
I'm sick of listening to tyrants. Look at this guy. This guy, he's bad. Honestly, guys, he's probably the worst tyrant I've ever met in my life. Oh my God.
Well, guys, that's the end of the video. Yeah, quite an interesting interaction there with Lewisham Police. And obviously a couple of officers, 2 in particular. Most of them, of course, just do the regular, what are you doing, which isn't unusual. It's just sometimes if you don't give them the answers they want. But once again, thanks very much for watching it. Don't forget, like and subscribe to the channel. There'll be more coming up. I'll be looking at everybody. I'll be auditing their behaviour. Obviously, if they behaved and gave away their details straight away, the officers would just bugger off. But we don't like that. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm Big Man Audits. Catch you again soon.